See? Now you woke up, now you know they tried. When you were sleeping.
No, seriously, you won't understand why I was sleeping.
I feel like it was rude, but
I learned everything because I actually learned some things I never knew existed.
while you were sleeping.
Because I'm human. I was tired.
Okay,
So now, say what you know about your side. Yeah.
Anybody can start.
Just say I'm like that.
Okay, so basically, Igbo, I don't know much, but this is the little I know. So obviously, you can also, other people can pitch in. I know for like giving birth, like obviously the ladies will come and shout. This is from where I'm from Imo State. Like once you give birth, the day you bring the baby back to the house, all the women like from the kindreds or like from the village, from the markets, they'll come to your house, they'll shout, oh, they'll dance. You have to buy like uzu. Yes, practically. Yeah. Yeah. And like they'll now shout, they'll dance around. You have to buy. If we choose Imo, I'll show you. And then you have to buy unzu. It's like a chalk. The chalk. And like when people come and visit you, it's like compulsory. You have to give them unzu. They'll talk. They'll see the baby. They can bring gifts if you want. Again, there's pepper soup, you know, to heal you. But it's yam pepper soup. Like not to heal you. You know, you're just giving birth now. Here it's very somehow now. So like that you have to. Your mother-in-law or whatever will be making you pepper soup and stuff like that, looking after you. And omugo, there's this thing called omugo, like your mother-in-law. Is it from your husband's mother? Is it your mother? Okay, my mother. No, it's your husband's mother. No, it's your husband's mother. But yes.
It's actually let her say what.
Your husband's mother, I think. Yes.
It's your mother. It's your mother.
Okay.
It's usually your own mother. Yes. Omugo is usually your own mother.
Maybe because my mother is white now. Maybe I'm thinking that.
Your husband's mother can only come in if your mother is no more.
Yes.
That's when your husband's mother, or you can appoint any other person.
Okay.
To do the omugo. It's your mother. Yes.
Okay, so they'll come for omugo. They'll stay for months, unless she starts irritating you. Tell us to go. So they'll stay for months, basically. So like they'll stay for months, they'll look after you and the baby, stuff like that. That's about birth. And I think about funeral. Funeral, basically when a person dies, obviously. Sorry, the mother. Yeah. When your mother is now leaving, you use your own money.
No, it's not. No, it's the husband.
Yeah.
When your mother is about to leave, it's your husband that gives either buys or give you money or give your mother money, whatever. But it's the husband that usually does that.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. They just pay an appreciation, and then at the end of the day, you buy her a bag of salt or bags of salt.
Right.
A bag of salt or bags of salt, I don't know. Then she goes back home to the village to share the salt to her fellow women in the village. Like my daughter gave birth, I'm back from Omugo.
Yeah. So that's about it for birth. And like for funerals, basically I think it's the same everywhere in Igbo, but I don't know, but this is the little I know. Basically, obviously, if you're a churchgoer, which most Igbo cultures were, right? We're all Christian. We're most predominantly Christians. Hey, I'm so Igbo, predominantly. So basically, they, so obviously people go to church, you bring the body back to the house, like the woman or the man's house, you bring it back, everybody from the church and friends. You have like a reception, but not reception, it's a sad one in the house. And so they'll open the casket. Obviously the person is dressed, dead. You have to walk around it, people walk around, they pay their final respect. You know, like last words or whatever, they'll cry. They'll cover it, they'll go to, depending where people are burying it, inside the house. You go there, if you're going to the cemetery, you take the casket to the cemetery. Or if you're going to bury it in church, you take it to the church. And yeah, you guys then bury it. Then okay, I think sorry. Prior to that, days before that, there's wake keeping. Like for 2 days, they do wake keeping for 2 nights. So the boys just like wake keep. There's so much food. It's like a carnival. So I mean, depending on how much you have, or if you don't have money, you just do the one you know. So there's like a carnival. A lot of people come. There's music, DJs, like food, palm wine, beer, bobotibo put together. Oh yeah, then after the funeral, after you put the body in the ground, then the reception goes. You know, normal funeral, like you eat food, they'll come back to your house, eat, drink, everybody goes. Usually, it's very, what's it called? It's like a huge thing when, let's say for instance, oh, maybe it's a male that dies, like somebody's father that dies. If they don't have a first son, the villagers tend to start coming to say, oh, actually, is this a culture or is it just a, okay, it's not a culture. It's just the mental thing that they do. Anyway, that's about that. I think that's that for funeral. And then for marriages, the men always pay. The women will never pay anything. Because the men will always have to pay. Basically everything, your bride price. So, okay, so basically there's, before the whole process actually starts, there's introduction. So introduction is like maybe months or even weeks before. Yeah, that's introduction now. We're coming to your house to tell your parents we're...
Come and knock first, then introduction.
And then introduction, you bring what? Like small money and kola nut, Abi?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Ikwaka, like Ikwaka means knocking on the door.
Coming to inquire about your daughter.
Like, so the boy, the person coming to marry is not, that's coming to marry your daughter is not even the one coming, no. It's his uncles and like his elders.
Is that
The dad, the uncles, cousins or whatever. Yeah? I don't think so. I think it's men. Can the mom come? It's mostly men. Yeah. Babe, can the mom come for Ikwaka? Can the mom come for Ikwaka? Come for Ikwaka, or is it just men? It's men that come.
No, it's
Yeah,
men
there's no
that come.
female.
Yeah, it's men that come.
So they come for Ikwaka, they practically just come and say, oh, we like your daughter, our son wants to marry her. So that girl's father will now inquire, what, you know, normal thing now, what does your son do, this one, that one. They can say no. You go back, people can try and get other uncles or whatever to come back again and beg if people really want the girl, if it's that fine. Or if they say yes, then you go back, then there's introduction. Introduction, you have to come with like cola nuts, drinks. What do they come with introduction? Goats, introduction.
Goats, what?
Is it just cola nut and drinks? And
you can cola nut
wine and just,
cola nut
yeah.
and drink, yeah.
You just come with cola nuts, drinks, no.
There's usually food, but the food is usually prepared
Made by the people.
by the bride, the girl's family.
Usually make the food. And then you tell them your interest, and then planning has started. Then there's traditional marriage.
Then they give you the list
of what you should buy. It's usually
the list of the things to do.
What is it?
No, the list.
What is it?
The list is usually long.
What are they like? What are the main thingy contents?
Oh,
like
the main thing you need. Okay, there are things you do for the men, the women,
of the girl,
bride, of the girl.
Yeah.
Yes, there are things you do, specific things. Okay, like they tell you to buy specific things, like maybe cigarettes. They tell you to buy packs of cigarettes, hot drink. I don't want to mention brand. There's a particular brand
like whiskeys and stuff
of hot drink that you're supposed to bring. Yes, hot
like whiskey.
drink.
She means hot drinks like gin.
No, white drink.
Yeah, hot drinks.
White drink, not like the. So you're supposed to
not
bring.
hot water. No, but she was confused.
Okay, so you bring that drink, and then beer drinks. They usually ask for crates of mineral, crates of beer, and yeah, and then for the women, crate of malt. I don't know if they still do the Stella pomade thing. the Stella pomade is usually that particular Stella pomade. You must bring it. I don't know if they still do the I don't know if they still do that now, but yeah, Stella pomade for the ladies, for the women.
Rapper. Yes.
They do rapper, but
honestly, to be precise, I think it all depends on the people.
Exactly.
The family you're married.
Exactly. Family. Exactly.
Yeah.
Some can ask for gold. Some can ask for.
Some can ask for gold as well. Like yeah, sometimes it depends.
Gold.
Even gold as well.
I don't know about gold, but gold. Yeah.
So anyway, then after that.
Then after that they have the youth. After that they have the Omwada.
Okay.
The Omwada. Yeah, the Omwada we demand for things. Then you have the youth.
I think we're the one that decide about their shabby.
Okay,
they decide their shabby things, or are they different? Omwada.
No, it's a group of people. Yeah, the Omwada is usually
the kindred, Abi.
No, the daughters from the kindred. Yeah, the women
that. The first daughters from the kindred. Omwada now.
Daughters.
First daughters.
I don't think it's the first. I think the first daughter. Well, I'm not sure. So let me not say that. I'm not sure. I know Ada is first daughter, but I'm talking of the Omwada thing. I don't know if it's first daughter.
Are you aware?
3 of my sisters are married. No, I don't think it's first daughter because.
What I'm gonna my own is the dip. So.
Okay.
Yeah, keep saying the words.
Okay, so.
Umada is a group of women.
Yes.
A group of women.
No, but I'm trying to know if the women if the Umadas are the first daughters.
Yeah.
Usually the first daughters.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Ada is the first
daughter.
daughter.
So the Umadas.
I know that, but yeah, okay, so.
So